Tax to the max. Indeed. The president had a little surprise in store for last night's Super Bowl interview just before the show. The government needs to collect even more money in taxes, the president said. Listen.
So I'm not hearing you say, read my lips, no new taxes. You think there is going to have to be additional revenue over the next 4 years?
There is no doubt we need additional revenue coupled with smart spending reductions in order to bring down our deficit. And we can do it in a gradual way so that it doesn't have a huge impact. And as I said, when you look at some of these deductions that certain folks are able to take advantage of, the average person can't take advantage of them. The average person doesn't have access to.
And he goes on to talk about his plans. But the American people already saw their taxes go up this year. Can they really take another hit? Joining us right now, we got a panel. Glenn Nocera is a campus police officer here in the New York City area. Kellen Gaida is the president of Kellen Projects. And Spencer Holden is an independent insurance agency joining us today from New Hampshire. Guys, thanks very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
All right, Glenn, let's start with you. You know, the president made it very clear in the run-up to the election he was only going to raise taxes on millionaires and billionaires, and yet your taxes went up. You feel surprised, misled? Why?
Well, not really, but, you know, I do feel that the president lied to the American people because, as you stated before, he did state that he would not raise the taxes on the middle class. Now, when I looked at my paycheck, I got a pleasant surprise when I seen that about $30 in my paycheck has now dwindled out of my every 2 weeks that I get paid. Now, also, let me state that
general losses in a month, almost $70 a month.
Yeah, and so if you average that out throughout the year, it'll wind up being close to $1,000 in pay.
So it sucked you, and you're not a millionaire and billionaire. No. Kellen Gaida wants to be a millionaire and a billionaire, as we all do. Kellen, tell us about your situation.
Yeah, so, you know, I have a small business management firm, and we definitely noticed the tax hike. I noticed it in the way my employees reacted when they got their first paycheck of the year. But also, too, is I'm just building up as many cash reserves as possible to withstand, you know, the new capital gains tax increase that they're proposing. And who knows what they're going to try and get through this year.
Sure.
And it's just really disappointing because, you know, the past 2 quarters has really just delayed our growth and my business partners' growth. And other people we do business with, we see them hoarding cash and kind of waiting to see what happens.
Apparently, we've cracked into your computer because we've got some of your financial information here. It looks like you're losing, the bottom line right there, about $225 a month. Do you blame one party in Washington more than another? Because in the run-up to the election, Kellen, you know, the Republicans were very clear they didn't want anybody's taxes to go up, and your taxes have gone up now.
Yeah, you know, there's definitely been a misleading from both parties where, you know, the Republicans claim they're going to fight to protect, you know, the taxpayers' checks, and the Democrats are, you know, saying time and time again that the middle class taxes are not going up. But you see the Democrats, you know, pretty much lying about it, and you see the Republicans not really doing anything to fight wholeheartedly about it, because leading up to the fiscal cliff, there's a lot of talk about taxing the rich and where that line was going to be, and ended up being $400,000. But ultimately, not many people were talking about or forthcoming with the, you know, the payroll tax cut, which is ironic because in 2011 they had the payroll tax cut as a part of the stimulus package, which it really didn't help too much, and now it's just gone back up. So, you know, it doesn't seem like they really know what they're doing.
It all started as a tax holiday, and then it became a hangover, tax hangover for a lot of people. Now, Spencer, let's take a look at your situation, where it looks as if in your monthly paychecks you're down about $70 as well. Is this fair, what's happening to you and everybody else?
Now, Steve, what the president doesn't realize is that this economy is never going to grow if we don't stimulate small business. And every dollar he takes from me as a small business owner is another dollar I don't have to invest in my business and to hire new employees. I'm a trusted choice independent insurance agent, and I work with small business owners every day talking about their future plans and talking about their payroll estimates. People are suffering. And really the problem in my mind is this president doesn't understand small business. He's never owned a small business. He's never run a small business. He's never had to meet a payroll. He's never had to balance a book. And he's out of touch with reality.
Spencer, do you feel that, you know, before the election, the president said, I'm only going to raise taxes on millionaires and billionaires. You're not one of those, but your taxes went up. Do you feel misled?
I actually don't, Steve, because I understand that this president was going to raise taxes in general, and I knew he was going to try to find it anywhere he could. Elections have consequences, and we're seeing effects of them right now. This does not surprise me that this has happened.
All right. Well, we certainly thank all of you guys for joining us all over the place.
Thanks.
Glenn here in New York, Kellen in our nation's capital, and Spencer up in New Hampshire today. He's from Connecticut. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. It's about, what do you think about that? Email us, friends@foxnews.com. Were you misled?